Welcome to the Introverts Toolbox, podcast where we celebrate the quiet power of introverts and explore tools to help you thrive while staying true to your authentic self. Hi, I'm Karen Hewitt, and today we're going to talk about something that can both be a struggle and a strength for introverts: communication. As introverts, we often hear that we should speak up more or we don't talk enough. But what if I told you that saying less can be actually a powerful communication tool? What if instead of forcing ourselves to be more talkative, we leaned into our natural ability to be thoughtful, intentional, and impactful when we speak? In today's episodes, we're going to explore how to make your words count without forcing small talk, the art of pausing and using silence as a communication tool, how to set boundaries in conversation and avoid energy draining chatter, tips for speaking with confidence in group settings, as well as the introvert's guide to handling conflict without feeling overwhelmed. By the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident in your ability to communicate effectively without feeling like you have to change who you are. So let's get started. Well, we're going to start by addressing a common myth. Being a great communicator does not mean talking all the time. Many introverts feel pressured to match the energy of extroverted speakers, filling every silence and participating in every conversation. But here's the truth. Some of the most impactful communicators in history were not the loudest people in the room. I want you to think about leaders like Barack Obama and writers like Susan Cain, who is the author of The Quiet. They don't dominate conversations with endless chatter. Instead, they speak thoughtfully, clearly, and with purpose. And when you do that, guess what happens? When they do speak, people listen. So if you've ever felt like you're not saying enough, remind yourself, speaking less does not mean that you lack presence. It means that you're intentional with your words. Now, if you're someone who prefers to listen more than you speak, well, you can still have a strong presence in conversation. And here's how. One, I want you to speak with intention. Instead of feeling pressured to talk, just fill the silence. Focus on adding value when you speak. Before responding, just ask yourself, is what I'm about to say helpful, meaningful, or even necessary? Am I adding to the conversation in a way that aligns with my values? Now, that's an important one because you don't want to be adding to a conversation when it's really not something that you feel at peace with. So, does it align to your values? This approach is going to make your words more impactful. And people will start noticing that when you speak, it means something. Use pauses to your advantage. Many introverts process thoughts deeply before responding. So instead of rushing to speak, allow yourself a pause. Silence isn't awkward, it's powerful. It shows that you're thinking before you respond, which builds credibility and respect. So I want you to try this in conversations. Instead of immediately answering a question, take a breath, gather your thoughts, and then respond. Trust me, it feels longer than it actually is. When it's quiet, a couple of seconds feels like minutes, but it really isn't. And if someone asks for your opinion, it's okay to say, give me a moment to think about that before giving your answer. You're going to be surprised at how much this small shift can make your communication feel more confident and controlled. Now, we should set boundaries in conversations, and this is one challenge that many introverts face, and it's those energy draining conversations. Whether it's small talk that goes on too long, people oversharing, or just feeling pressured to stay in conversations you don't enjoy, setting boundaries is key. So here's a few ways to do that. Start off, keep your responses short but kind. No need to be a jerk here. So the conversation is dragging, you need an exit, use a short but kind response like, hey, that's really interesting. I need to get going, but it was great talking to you. We can even be a bit more direct. I'd love to keep chatting, but I need to recharge for a bit. You can use a soft exit strategy. So if you're in a group conversation and you feel your energy is depleting, you don't need to make a big announcement. Just quietly step away when there's a natural break. So, example, someone finishes telling a story, you can nod, smile, and say, hey, just excuse me a moment and gracefully exit. Now, not all conversations happen in person. Trust me, I know. So it could be texting, phone calls, social media, messaging. There's all these things. Give yourself permission to step away if these drain you. You don't have to respond immediately. Try this. If someone texts you and you're not in the mood to respond, wait till you have the energy. If a phone call feels overwhelming, send a quick text and said, hey, I'm in recharge mode today. Let's catch up soon. Or, hey, just caught me while I'm doing something else. I'll catch up with you soon. You can just let them know, I'm going to catch up with you in a moment. Here's a little thing. I will sometimes say, just in a meeting, let me catch up with you later. Sometimes that meeting is with myself. Sometimes I'm being with myself to recharge myself. Protecting your energy is just as important as protecting your time. Now, introverts group conversations can sometimes feel intimidating, but here's the secret. You don't have to be the loudest to be heard. So here are 3 techniques that will help you feel more confident in group settings. One, find your moment. Don't jump in randomly. Listen for natural pauses in the conversation. And if there's a lull, step in with your point. It'll make your voice stand out without having to fight for attention. Use the power of an I statement. So when making a point, use I statements to communicate assertively without sounding aggressive. For example, you could say, go, no, that's not true. Say, I see that a little differently, and here's why. Instead of, well, you should be doing this. You can say, yeah, I have found that this really works well for me. It helps keep your tone approachable while still making your point. You can also let nonverbal communication do the work. You don't have to talk constantly to show confidence. Use body language. Make eye contact when someone is speaking to show engagement. Nod when you agree to show you're present in the conversation. And keep an open posture instead of crossing your arms. Small changes in body language can make you feel more comfortable and signal confidence to others. It's about handling conflict without feeling overwhelmed. Many introverts dislike confrontation, and sometimes we need to stand up for ourselves. The good news, you can do this without raising your voice or getting into long debates. So start by sticking to the facts. So instead of getting caught up in emotions, focus on the issue. For example, you never listen to me needs to be, hey, I feel unheard when my ideas are dismissed. Use calm and repeat technique. If someone keeps pushing your boundaries, calmly repeat your position without getting pulled into the debate. So, for example, I do hear what you're saying. I have made my decision. I understand your perspective, but I need to do what's right for me. Staying calm takes the power away from the other person and keeps you in control. Now, introverts, you don't need to be loud to be heard. Your strength is in your thoughtfulness, your presence, and your ability to choose words wisely. Embrace the power of saying less. Make your words count. And most importantly, communicate in a way that feels right for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Introverts Toolbox. If this episode resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts. Send me a message or share your favorite takeaway on social media. And if you haven't already, subscribe and leave a review. It helps more introverts to discover tools to help them thrive. So until next time, take care, honor your energy, and keep building your toolbox.